Here is the full, true story of the Statue of Liberty, a narrative that intertwines art, politics, friendship, and the evolving meaning of one of the world's most powerful symbols. The true story of the Statue of Liberty, from political gift to beacon of hope. The Statue of Liberty's story is not a simple American tale. It is a transatlantic saga born from a French intellectual's idea, shaped by a sculptor's vision, and ultimately transformed by the American people into a universal symbol of freedom and migration. The origin, a gift of friendship and principle. The statue was not conceived as a symbol for immigrants. Its original purpose was deeply political. The visionary, Édouard René de La Boulaye. He was a French law professor, historian, and a staunch supporter of the United States and its democratic principles. He was deeply abolitionist and admired how the U.S. had, through the recent Civil War, preserved the Union and ended slavery. The Great Idea. In 1865, at a dinner party near Versailles, La Boulaye proposed a monumental gift from the people of France to the people of the United States. This gift would commemorate 1. The centennial of American independence, to be celebrated in 1876. The alliance between France and America during the Revolutionary War. 3. The triumph of the Union and the end of slavery in the Civil War. For La Boulaye, Lady Liberty was first and foremost an abolitionist symbol, celebrating the end of bondage. 4. As a subtle message to the repressive regime of Napoleon III in France, it would also champion liberal democratic ideals and inspire his countrymen. The sculptor, Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi. A young and ambitious sculptor attending the dinner was captivated by the idea. He spent the next 2 decades bringing it to life, designing and building a colossus. Bartholdi's design was rich with intentional symbolism. The figure, a robed female figure representing Libertas, the Roman goddess of freedom. She breaks free from her chains with the broken shackle and chains lying at her feet, a direct reference to the abolition of slavery. The crown. The 7 rays of her crown represent the 7 seas and 7 continents, signifying the universal concept of liberty. The tablet. In her left hand, she holds a tabula ansata, a tablet evoking law, inscribed with July 4 MDCC Lexiu, July 4, 1776, directly linking the statue to the American Declaration of Independence. The torch. Raised in her right hand, it symbolizes enlightenment lighting the path to freedom and liberty. Bartholdi traveled to the U.S. in 1871 to drum up support and chose Bedloes Island, now Liberty Island, in New York Harbor as the site, as every ship entering the port would pass it. The engineering marvel, Gustave Eiffel. While Bartholdi designed the exterior, the internal structure was an engineering challenge. The task fell to Gustave Eiffel, later famous for his tower. He designed an ingenious, flexible iron skeleton. Instead of being rigid, the statue's copper skin, less than 2.4 millimeter thick, would move slightly in the wind, preventing stress and metal fatigue. This revolutionary design is what has allowed her to stand for over 135 years, a Franco-American fundraising effort. The project was a joint venture. France would pay for the statue itself through public donations, lotteries, and entertainment fees. The United States would fund and build the pedestal on which it would stand. Fundraising was difficult on both sides of the Atlantic. In the U.S., it stalled until Joseph Pulitzer, publisher of the New York World newspaper, launched a fierce public campaign. He shamed wealthy Americans who didn't donate and promised to print the name of every contributor. No matter how small the sum, it worked. Over 120,000 ordinary Americans donated, most giving less than $1. This public effort was the first step in making the statue truly belong to the people. The dedication and a shift in meaning, 1886. The statue was completed in France, disassembled into 350 pieces, packed in 214 crates and shipped to New York. It was reassembled on the completed pedestal. On October 28, 1886, President Grover Cleveland presided over the dedication ceremony, stating, "We will not forget that liberty has here made her home, nor shall her chosen altar be neglected." Initially, the statue was seen as a symbol of republicanism and democracy from the old world to the new world. It was a monument to political freedom, not immigration. The transformation into a symbol of migration. This transformation is the most crucial part of the statue's true story. It was not designed for this purpose but was adopted by the American people for it. Two key factors drove this change. One, the poem, The New Colossus, 1883. While fundraising for the pedestal, a group of artists auctioned off a poem written by Emma Lazarus. She penned a sonnet personifying the statue as a welcoming mother of exiles who cries out with silent lips, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." The poem was largely forgotten at the dedication. It was only in 1903, years after Lazarus's death, that a friend successfully lobbied to have a bronze plaque of the poem mounted on the inner wall of the pedestal. As immigration through nearby Ellis Island, opened in 1892, exploded, the words became the statue's voice for millions of new arrivals, too. Ellis Island, 1892-1954. The federal immigration station on Ellis Island opened just 6 years after the statue was dedicated. For over 12 million immigrants, their first sight of the New World was the towering figure of Liberty standing in the harbor. She was their welcome, their promise, and the embodiment of their hopes for a new beginning free from poverty, persecution, and hunger. They projected their own dreams onto her, and in doing so, they redefined her meaning for the entire nation. Enduring symbol and ongoing story. The Statue of Liberty's meaning continues to evolve. 1903, present, a primary symbol of welcome and refuge for immigrants. 1980s, she became a symbol of freedom during the Cold War and was meticulously restored for her centennial in 1986. Post 9/11, she became a symbol of resilience and American values after the attacks, closing for security reasons and later for renovations. Today, she stands at the center of global debates on immigration, freedom, and national identity. For some, her promise is unfulfilled. For others, she remains the ultimate beacon of hope. The true story of the Statue of Liberty is a story of layers. It began as a political gift from France celebrating abolition and democracy, a technical masterpiece of art and engineering, and was ultimately reimagined by the masses, through the pennies of donors and the hopes of immigrants, into the powerful and enduring symbol of welcome and freedom she is today. She is a monument not just to liberty, but to the idea that the meaning of a symbol is not fixed by its creators, but is constantly renewed by the people who look to it for hope.